got to me. She said we should hook up the boyfriend and boogie. Don't know me, they look on. I'm being the clouds. Pull full of Henny, I drink and I drown.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Sam from Harkey Fishing. It is July the 21st, 2021, and we are out here to do another weekly fishing report. Couple things we got going on. Lake level has been continually dropping. We did get some really good rain this week, but lake level right now is at 916.8. So that's about standard pull. 917 is standard summer pull in Table Rock, and so anyhow, the fish are kind of getting established in their summer pattern. And so when I started this out, I always wondered, well, what's the summer pattern? And summer pattern, like we talked about last week in the fishing report, kind of has two things. There's the shallow water bite and the deep water bite. Really, you can still catch them both ways. I've been focusing more on the deeper water bite. Last Wednesday night after that fishing report, we fished the tournament. We did get second place. We had, I think 13 and a half pounds, something like that. So not a great sack, but hey, second place was the second biggest limit. We had a 4.6 and a 3.6 in that, and both of those fish came on a jig. So as you've watched in our videos, I love the jig and I love fishing the jig. We also caught a couple of the keepers on a big worm, but the two big ones did come on that jig. So we practice what we preach here. I ain't gonna lie to you. So we caught both of those on on basically bluff ends and bluff points. So when you get to a bluff, if you can find a little cut in the bluff or something like that, right on the edges of that usually holds a fish. They're not always keepers. I don't know that there is a way to go out and catch a 4-pounder, but if you fish where they live, you're eventually going to run into a few of those. And so, fishing report this week, I haven't been out on the lake a whole lot. We had a death in the family, and so I haven't been out a whole lot this week. We're back here on Wednesday night fixing to fish again. Got Sarah with me, and we're gonna give them heck tonight. But water temperature's running about 86. It really hadn't changed a whole lot. Like I said, so we're going to kind of do similar things. We're going to fish a little different spot. We're at the Shell Knob Bridge, and really we're going to stay right here around the bridge and fish some of the bluffs around the bridge and see how it goes. So if you're going out fishing this weekend, my key staple baits for the week, this summer bite, is going to be your drop shot around bridge pilings and around the deep end of the deep docks that flow out over a channel. A lot of times you can pick up a few fish. Now they won't be on the bottom. They're either going to be suspended right underneath the floats, like in 3 or 4 feet, or they're going to be hanging out on those cables that cross out there. And that's where you go back and find that thermocline and fish right above that thermocline. Last week, the thermocline was set at like 55 feet. Haven't checked it yet tonight, but I usually find most of the fish this time of year somewhere between 20 and 30 feet where those cables go through that depth range. So check it out. Go out and have some fun. If you're throwing that drop shot, throw a Chompers in brown purple laminate 4-inch worm, or throw a plum colored. Plum always works good. If you're throwing a jig, man, you can't go wrong with the Chompers 5/8-inch brush jig. That's what both those big ones came on last week. We're pairing it up with a Chompers twin tail trailer, dipping the tips of them in chartreuse just to make it look a little bit like a perch, because the perch are rampant right now. And but man, go out and catch you some. If you like fishing for walleye, I mean, the walleye have been on fire. You can find these roll-offs that are 20 to 30 feet deep, and man alive, they're biting baits that they don't even normally hit, and some great walleye being caught. And so if you want to go on a good walleye fishing trip, man, Jeff Fletcher, he doesn't sponsor me or nothing, but man, Jeff Fletcher is guides here on Table Rock. Hit him up. The dude's been just catching unreal amounts of bass. Amounts of walleye. He fished a bass tournament the other day, and he told me he caught over 20 walleye in that bass tournament. And so I don't think that guy can keep the walleye knocked off his hook long enough to catch the bass. So if you want to go, hit him up. So stay tuned. We got tech tip coming from you, coming to you next on how to find these fish on the bridge piling. So good to talk to you. Keep your line wet. Go catch some fish this weekend and get outdoors. All right, guys, what's up? We got your tech tip for you today, and today what I'm going to do is show you on your fish finder what you need to look for to see, are there fish or not on bridge pilings. I'm going to flip this around right quick if I can, and see if. So here it is. We're approaching this bridge piling, and what we want to look for is we want to look on our side imaging and our sonar. So as we approach this thing, one of the things I'm going to do, I want to go by it nice and slow because I don't mind if it drags out these fish images. So I'm actually going to kick it out of gear as we coast right by them. In fact, I'm probably going to hit it. I did. So we're going to look at this, and it's going to draw us a pretty picture of this bridge piling on our side imaging. And I apologize for the reflections. And we're also going to look at our down imaging. But what we'll do once we get past that, I want to take my screen. This is a Solix Switch touch screen, but I'm going to press on it because obviously in fact I got my range set on 161 feet, which is way more than I usually do, but I see a couple dots there on that. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and I'm going to highlight those dots, and I'm going to press this plus button, and what it's going to do is it's going to bring up a magnification box. And if you look in there, you can see the school of shad. Whoop, I just made my box go away. Let's try that again. And I'm pressing it twice to really zoom it in for you. But you're going to see that school of shad around there, and then there's some bigger dots in there. And those bigger dots, what those are going to be either walleye or bass. And chances are those are bass. So take that drop shot. You see that those things are located. You can use your graph to figure out how deep those are. When you highlight them, it actually, if you on your Solix, it'll tell you those things are 24.8 feet deep is where that cursor is. So you know you need to drop that drop shot down there 25 feet to get those fish. So check that out next time you're out drop shotting. You can do the same thing on the end of these docks. It'll just save you a lot of time, and it's going to catch you a lot of fish. So thanks again for watching.